Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, January 21st. Accumulating snow is moving into the Mid-Atlantic region associated with a clipper system. That system is dropping rapidly southeastward through the Midwest this morning. It'll reach the Mid-Atlantic coastline late in the day, and it will intensify quickly upon reaching the relatively warm waters of the western Atlantic Ocean. That intensification at the latter stages of the storm could enhance the snowfall amounts late today in areas like central Delaware and southern New Jersey. The snow should move into the D.C. metro region during the mid to late morning hours. Philadelphia somewhere around the midday to early afternoon hours, and then by late afternoon in New York City. New York City will end up getting the least amount of snow out of this, as they will be on the northern fringes of the main area of accumulating snow, perhaps ending up with a coating to an inch or so in New York City, 1 to 3 inches in and around the Philadelphia metro region, a coating to a couple of inches in and around the D.C. metro region, especially from the district on to the north of the district. Well, this is the current radar loop. Most of the snow is confined right now to West Virginia, southwestern Pennsylvania, and eastern Ohio. There's a little bit of snow out ahead of the main area, but again, the main action will begin during the mid to late morning hours in the D.C. metro region, midday to early afternoon across southeastern Pennsylvania, and then finally some light snow will reach the New York City metro region at the end of the afternoon. Certainly there can be a significant impact on the evening commute in the D.C. and Philly metro region, as the timing is not good, especially in Philadelphia, where it'll be kind of the heart of the storm during the evening commute time. But for the most part, the morning commute is completely spared in Philadelphia, and for the most part spared in D.C., but the evening commute will be affected by the snowfall. Well, let's take a look at some forecast maps. This is all using last night's 0Z GFS model run. First, what we'll look at is the total precipitation amount for this clipper system by late tomorrow. And again, it encompasses basically the entire precipitation forecast for this clipper system by the last night's GFS model run. And here we go, a stripe of accumulating snowfall extending from the northern plains across the Midwest into the Mid-Atlantic region. There is an enhancement right here across southern New Jersey and extending back to the Delmarva Peninsula of the precipitation, indicated here by some of these blues, as that clipper system intensifies right around the time it reaches the western Atlantic Ocean. There is some well above normal ocean water temperatures here in the western Atlantic, and that will enhance the strength of the storm at the latter stages of the storm, and that combined with some influx of Atlantic moisture certainly can produce perhaps 3 to 5 inches of snow across central Delaware to southern New Jersey. Again, I expect a coating to a couple of inches in and around D.C., 1 to 3 inches in the Philadelphia metro region. Notice you're a little bit lighter in the way of precip over the New York City metro region. They are looking like they'll be on the northern fringes of this storm. This clipper does not move up the coast. It continues to move to the northeast, sparing New England and sparing New York City, perhaps a coating to an inch or so in the New York City metro region. Well, let's walk through some surface forecast maps for this clipper system. We'll begin with early this afternoon and end with tomorrow morning, and then we'll take a look ahead to the Saturday potential major storm. It looks like that system will be a coastal storm, unlike this system, which is a clipper type of system. Saturday's storm has major league potential for the I-95 corridor, and we'll talk about that in a moment. First of all, here's the forecast map for early this afternoon. Low pressure, the clipper system moving towards the mid-Atlantic coastline here. Precipitation by this time has already moved into the D.C. metro region, just about to arrive here early this afternoon in the Philly metro region. Snowing right now across West Virginia, southwestern Pennsylvania, and eastern Ohio. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours. Now here's the forecast map for early tonight. That low pressure area intensifies a little bit at this latter stage of the storm, pulls in some Atlantic moisture, and that enhances the precipitation and in turn the snowfall amounts across central and southern New Jersey and parts of the Delmarva Peninsula. perhaps even back into southeastern Pennsylvania. That's what we'll have to watch for later in the day if any of that intensification results in enhanced snowfall across southeastern Pennsylvania. Snow will kind of tend to linger in the Pennsylvania area here north of the Mason-Dixon line as that storm does intensify. It should wind down late in the day across Washington, D.C. and last through much of the evening in the Philadelphia area and the suburbs as that storm slowly intensifies. Now, there can be a bit of rain at the onset in especially south and east of Philly and New York City, but that should be brief. It should become primarily a snow event in southeastern Pennsylvania and Philly and the surrounding suburbs, mainly a snow event in D.C. However, down there can be some light rain mixing in toward the latter stages of the storm, and even across southeastern Pennsylvania as the storm slowly winds down this evening. There can be a touch of freezing drizzle, just another thing to worry about in the evening hours tonight. So when the snow tends to lessen towards the latter stages of the storm, you lose some of that dynamic cooling in the atmosphere, and what was snow could kind of fade away as light rain, or in this case perhaps some freezing drizzle tonight in the Philadelphia metropolitan region. So we'll watch for that as the day progresses. Now here's the forecast map for late tonight. That storm continues to intensify even into the overnight hours. Does not move north up the coastline, rather northeast or east-northeast out to sea, sparing New England. And again, New York City will be on the northern fringes of the main area of accumulating snow, perhaps ending up with a coating to an inch or so. Storm should be over with by midnight in Philadelphia and certainly well before that across the D.C. metro region. Finally, as far as the Clipper is concerned, this is the forecast map for tomorrow morning. That storm continues to pull away to the north and east, continues to intensify some. Basically a cold and dry day on Thursday. Pretty tranquil here, but look at this. All of this moisture, a ton of moisture building up here over the southern part of the U.S. come tomorrow morning, and that plays a big role in our early weekend forecast. Let's now jump ahead and take a quick look at the possibilities for Saturday. Well, here we go. This is a forecast map for Saturday morning. Low pressure along the mid-Atlantic coastline, kind of a classic storm track for a snowstorm in the I-95 corridor. But one thing that is missing here, and we'll have to monitor this situation, there is no Arctic air mass in place here as this storm looks like it'll move in early this week, and we're talking late Friday night and Saturday. No strong Arctic high. That usually is a requirement for a snowstorm in the I-95 corridor. However, there are situations where if you have a rapidly intensifying coastal storm and it takes that perfect track right to the east of the mid-Atlantic coast here, and it looks like this indeed could, and it could be rapidly intensifying on Saturday. Sometimes those type of storms actually can generate their own cold air mass, and it does pose the possibility of significant snowfall on Saturday up and down the I-95 corridor, even without an entrenched Arctic air mass in place in the northeast U.S. Let's jump ahead to later Saturday afternoon. And here's the forecast map for Saturday afternoon. And intensifying, a strong storm here, a couple hundred miles off the mid-Atlantic coastline, kind of a classic comma-shaped pattern starting to develop in the precipitation field. That's the typical area for significant accumulating snow right up and down the I-95 corridor in the at least in the latter stages of this storm. So certainly big potential for late Friday night and Saturday from a coastal storm. That will not be a Clipper system. These Clipper systems are limited in moisture. The coastal storm, as we all know around here in the northeast U.S., can have significant precipitation amounts as they tap into the Atlantic moisture. So accumulating snow today from a Clipper system, and then big potential for late Friday night and Saturday from a coastal storm. And there will be another storm threat early next week, just a couple days later, perhaps Monday, Tuesday time frame of next week. So a lot going on here in the world of weather. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.